All right, here's my first actual video, and I was thinking of mainly doing a rundown of everything that I got going on. So, I got Squarebody, 87 dually, that's lowered with the switch suspension. It's gonna be LS swapped. That's what that LS is for. We also have a 92 foxbody that is undergoing a paint job right now, getting prepped up for that. There's the bumper all set and primed. Car's taped off. We even took off the rear hatch because we're doing the whole thing. Side windows, which was a little sketchy, but we got that done. So I thought for the first video of my new channel, work with me a little bit, but I'm gonna show you some of these projects and some of the conditions that they're in. 92 foxbody. We found it sitting in a field in Kentucky. Brought it all the way back home. It does run and drive now. There's new power steering, new headers, new water pump, new alternator, new radiator, all that stuff, you know, that most cars need, that sit all the time. Right now we're trying to get it prepped. Got to tape all this glass off. Panels are in really good shape. The bumper's in good shape too. It's all primed and ready or not. Here's another view of the car. I would show you the inside. The roof was definitely in some hail damage or something. So this is the first layer of Bondo. Looks terrible, but I'm gonna bring you guys along on how to turn it in to glass smooth before we paint it. This is still kind of curing, but I was like, what's better than to start a video now to show somebody how to do it? Someone at home. Like me, I'm just in my garage. This is just a 2-car garage. But we got everything prepped. Other than that, this is a great little car. Now, the one thing that was huge with this car is the hood was one of those fiberglass hoods. Well, went for a little drive shortly after we got it. Hood pins gave out, hood went up, crushed all this in. And I've got pictures of it, but it bent it all in. So what we do as a home garage, we pulled it back out. I took a ratchet strap, hooked it in all these little holes, made holes here, and then put it up in the ceiling. And then we just used the good old ratchet to bring it back up. And then it's been, you know, a little bit of Bondo, sanding, and now we're back to square one where we were. We do have a new hood coming, but it doesn't come until June. So, because everything's on back order. But there's some new, they don't look new anymore, but headers, power steering, water pumps all new. But it's coming along. And there's almost no rust on this car. There is a small patch in the floorboard I have to do, but I'm gonna do that when I intact the interior. This has an original gray interior for some of you foxbody guys out there. New bumper, rear bumper. Panels are pretty good. They just really need scratched up and shot. Guy before used to have a Cobra. Even though this ain't a Cobra, it's a 5.0. I don't know, maybe he was just trying to be cool. I don't know, not my business. Gotta get these cleaned up, the body kit cleaned up. But everything's in really good shape. I mean, nothing's like beat up or nothing from someone hot rodding it, which is nice. So it saves us a lot of time. This is also the LS that is going. It's just a 5.3 out of a 2001, 2002 Silverado. It's nothing crazy. We're not chasing like crazy horsepower. I just want the dually to be a nice cruiser. So maybe something I can take to work. Who knows? Now we do have a bunch of parts coming soon for this that I just ordered, and we are waiting on that. But within the next few days, we should be able to get some parts in, and I will do videos on how to rebuild a 5.3 LS for your Squarebody and how to do, custom engine mounts. And here's the vehicle that everyone's excited to see. This will be our third. This is why I was also told, hey man, you need to do a YouTube video. This is an 87 Camper Special GMC dually, 2-wheel drive. I'm gonna keep it 2-wheel drive. We've already done the seat. We did the carpet. New floor pans. New rockers, as you can see. Still need to work on that. Let's see, new rockers, new cab corners. And it's looking pretty slick. And I can go over a video if you guys need to on how we did that. But new carpet. Looks pretty nice. Still needs to be glued down, of course. Still need to put some kill mat under there. That's why it's just sitting in here for now. But this truck, she kind of needs it all. But it's nothing that we've never done before. Doors shut really nice. We are going to go back to the manual windows instead of the automatics, because I'm trying to make this almost just motor and trans. Going to be running no AC or heat in this truck, at least for the beginning. Doors shut really nice. Coming to the bed. The dually fenders, well, they're toast. But the rest of the bed is nice. But what's a good thing about these dually fenders? Who cares? Because I got lucky on Marketplace and I found some that are used, of course, worn, whatever. They're cracked in some spots, but nothing that we can't fix. So I bought a fiberglass kit, and I'll do a video over those also if you guys want me to. Show you how to fiberglass your own fenders back together and make them look good again. Here's the bed. Here's the other dually fender. It's pretty bad too. Apparently a Crazy X or something did that to the old boy's truck. This is an original black on black truck. Rear wheel bearings have already been done. The rear brakes have been done. I can go over that too if you have any questions. This does have the 6/8 drop by Switch suspension on it, which is nice. If you have any questions on that also, drop them in the comments and I will gladly break it down step by step with pictures or whatever. See, this rocker's new too, but it's just welded. It hasn't been sanded down or nothing. Passenger side. It's not bad. We got new floor pans and everything in here too. New rockers that need to be worked still. Sanded down, Bondo to hide it. There's a lot of new metal up there, up front where the toes of your feet sit. Needs a new dash just like any other Squarebody or second gen Dodge. She's a little crusty. But she's a good old truck. This is what I was talking about with the black on black. A lot of these, when you get them, this is red, blue, or something, and then they paint the truck black because everyone just seems to want to paint it black. But it shuts really nice. Don't gotta slam it or nothing. This is the truck. We will lift the hood. This came with the 454, but as you can tell, it's not in the truck anymore because of the way that it is. There's something missing. I don't really know what, but something's missing. Anyways, we patched up a lot of rust here, bent a lot of this new metal into the firewall, tacked it in, painted it. A lot of the frames recoated, new uppers, new lowers, shortened springs, new rotors, wheel bearings, spindles, the drop spindles from switch suspension. We have a whole new front core support from LMC. That's what it looks like. So this truck still has a long way to go, but I'll keep you guys updated, of course, and if you have any questions, we'll post about them. I will say I have the Vice Grip Hood Saver 6000s, also signed by Derek, which is kind of cool. Him being a Squarebody nut, having that on the truck. Remember, people, you walk your hoods down, and then that's it. Here's an overview of the truck. I know a lot of you guys are excited. I'm excited too. But the biggest point I'm making these YouTube videos for is because I know a lot of us are sick of someone grabs a car and they grab a motor and boom, they're done, you know, and you don't get to see anything. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for every single step. If you guys got questions, I'm gonna break it down. I've been doing this for 10 years with hot rods. That's why I am the way I am. We've built anything from Harleys, Volkswagen Beetles, BMW E30, yep. Few square bodies like I mentioned earlier. But today's thing, I think I'm gonna be working on the car, getting it sanded. And now this, I'm a garage of 2 garages, okay? I am not a professional. I will never call myself a professional. Have I been doing it a long time? Yes. Do I look super young? Yes. But I'm gonna show you some of the things I do in my garage to get to a final product that a lot of people can appreciate. With things you can find at Walmart, O'Reilly, rockauto.com. You know, I'm gonna give you guys tips of where to buy parts that are cheap and affordable so you can build your cars and build them correctly. Now this paint job here is just gonna pretty much be a scratch and spray type of deal because the car is already pretty straight besides the roof, of course. The roof is gonna be a lot of work, but I'm gonna show you how we cross hatch everything to get that large panel flat. And if you want to, I can go over the color real fast too. And soon, I'm still waiting on it, but when my new spray gun comes in, I will show you what we are gonna be using for this. It's one of those TikTok viral ones, so we'll spray, see if it's worth it or not, worth the money or not before you spend it, because I already spent it, you know? So, but I'll grab the color of what we're painting this and let you guys judge if you like the color or not, because we're not going black or red like every other fox body in the world. You know what I mean? All right, for the color of the fox body that we're going with, we are doing Nevada beige. It's kind of like a coffee creamer, a little darker, chocolatey kind of color. But we got the gallon of paint. We got the hardener, the thinner, the whole shebang. And I like ordering from these guys. It's not a sponsor, it's nothing. I'm not sponsored by nobody. Just an average guy. But Auto Paint HQ, they sell the whole kit where it comes with filters, mixing sticks, everything. And if you're interested, I can drop the number down if you look up that color and you like it or not. And they're affordable because I'm not spending $500-600 on a gallon of paint of red. Not doing it. I don't care how rich I am. I don't care if I was a millionaire. I wouldn't. Anyways, then we're gonna get the smoked headlights, the smoked LX taillights, and we're thinking about doing the 5-lug conversion kit on this, or we might stay 4. And if we do 5, I will break that down too and show you guys how we do it. All right. Now I'm gonna show you some ways I sand stuff. I've painted a lot of things. I've painted motorcycles, cars, any kind of, you know, little things, patch panels, stuff like that. I'm gonna do some things in this video that professional painters are not gonna like, and it works for me and I don't care, you know? But the old hot rod that used to have this before us put Cobra emblems on it. And it's got that hard black sticky stuff still left on it. And I don't know about you, but I don't have any goo gone. Okay, and I'm not running to the store because that's another 20 minutes away and I ain't doing that. So we have a Milwaukee sander, battery powered. Wish those semis would shut up. Remember, we're just using this to get the big black sticky off. That's all we're doing. Okay, we're not using this on the whole fender. I'll show you what we do for the whole fender. Okay, and this is 220. So it's a little aggressive, but it's not like 40 grit, 80 grit, or something like that. 220 is gonna be one of your best friends. You guys need to buy tons and tons of 220. And that's it. That's all you need. So what I did was, all I did was take off the bad, thick black sticker thing that they had on here, okay? And then I hit a couple like scratches. So then it would be real fast, just with it. So then it knocks down the edge, so then I can work it with a sanding block and smooth it out the right way. But don't be afraid to use a sander, okay? Let's see if this fender's got it. Yeah, it does. Yep. So like this right here. This sticky, you can use Goo Gone or whatever you want on it. I don't have any, okay? And I bought the Milwaukee sander and I did not think about picking up Goo Gone. So, sander it is. All right? And if you don't like it, you can leave, you know what I'm saying? And so for the rest of the fender, we got 220. This is from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight or Walmart, Amazon, whatever. Find the cheapest you can buy, okay? We ain't professionals. And then these soft sanding blocks, okay? These are 220 also. But see, it's sanding blocks on all the edges. And this is good for little tight gaps, stuff you can't really get into. Also, it being a sanding block, you can sit there and get a nice cross hatch. Because if you just use this thin stuff, when you push like this, you don't think you can see it, right? But you're gonna leave indents of where you're pushing a little bit harder with your tips of your fingers or your palm or whatnot. But if that's all you have, do this, okay? Take it, wrap it around a piece of wood, 2x4. I've used 2x4s all the time, little piece, but it's something to keep everything flat, even pressure, okay? Because you don't want to dig your fingers and stuff. And I will show you more when I get started. Beep, 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 beep. The rolling chair does not so much roll. It's custom. I had to tack it because she wanted to fall apart on me and quit early, and we were not having that. So one big thing, you want to wipe it down, right? Because you don't want to be digging in any dirt, rocks, debris, whatnot. Down here we're not too worried about, like this is still dirty. But this is where that body kit sits. So I'm gonna take this block, right, with my paper, hello, and my custom workbench, sponsored by Menards and Lowe's. I'm just kidding, I'm not sponsored. And you wanna sit here, and you don't wanna go this way, straight, okay? You don't wanna go this way, straight. You can if you must. The best way to do it is a 45. 45 this way, 45 this way. Okay, you just keep working it. And I don't like doing body work with gloves, because the best way to tell if something's flat is your fingers, is your hands, feeling it, feeling the panel. Now I'm not gonna bore you with this, of me just bam, bam, bam. So I will show you, after I'm done with it, I will show you what it looks like. All right, now this fender looks like a hot mess. But hopefully with the video before, you can see, so you got a body line here and you got a body line here, okay? You wanna go up, back down, up, back down, up, back down, up, back down, up, back down. Then you wanna switch this way, all right? Cross hatches. And you're almost meeting at this body line, okay? And then you come here. Boom. With slight pressure. You don't need to be digging in to get this done, okay? This is 220, as you can see. It builds up enough. Don't let Hunter Biden get close to that stuff. You know, he might mix it up with something else. Anyways, but that's all it is. And you sit there and you work around. And on some spots, like here, I ended up getting down to the bare metal. Maybe because the paint was old. This paint, the original paint on this car has seen way better days. And that's why we're painting it. So some of it, with just easy sanding, it comes off pretty quick. But that's all it really takes. You need to get the shine off of it. Whatever shine it had before, oil, grease, whatever, it needs to come off of it. And I will show you my favorite thing to wipe these down with before you paint. Besides a tack cloth, I'll show you my favorite chemical, okay? So if you are small garage guys like me, not loaded, okay? This stuff right here, not sponsored by them, spray away. You can get this stuff at Home Depot, whatever, it's pretty cheap. But it goes on like a foam and it doesn't leave any residue. Kind of like Windex. This is better. Big old dually just drove by. Not my dually. But anyways, this stuff doesn't leave a residue. It's great for paint prep, but of course, spray it on, wipe it off, let the panel, whatever you're working on, panel, kid's scooter, you know, whatever you're working on, let it dry. Let all that stuff evaporate the best you can. Then you take a tack cloth, wipe it down, and then you should be ready to paint. But try this stuff out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I like it, been using it for a few years, and it even says, hold on, let me get that off there, yeah. Oh, I just made it worse. Okay, right there. World's best glass cleaner. And I'm not much of a reader, but I can read that. So after things get scuffed down and you want to use the world's best glass cleaner, like I said, not much of a reader, but I think that's what that says. But anyways, it's pretty good stuff. Just give her a good old shake. And you just want to cover everything. And this is just a good degreaser. And of course, you will repeat this before you paint it. But see now, with it being all foamy, you let it cook, you know? It's like Gordon Ramsay in every single one of these little bubbles, and he's just chefing it up. Let it cook, take a microfiber, wipe it all down, and then you should be good. And what you're really checking for is high spots, low spots, etc. You just make sure you're getting rid of a lot of the shine from the previous paint, because you're getting through that clear onto the primary color. Like this spot here. When we were coming this way, there was a low here. And you'll know that because see how this is all dull? As you're going over it with that sanding block, this right here will stay shiny, because with the sanding block being flat and level, you're not hitting that spot. So then you can go back, actually get it out with a 220 soft paper, and then lick it. Just a little bit of lickish with some Bondo, okay? And then we'll come back and we'll smooth it out, and then you'll never know it was there. But you see, it's kind of got a shine right now because the cleaner's still going. But you really want to let this stuff sit and kind of do its thing. Kind of dig in, you know, and clean everything, every nook and little cranny. Be patient, okay? Painting cars, working on cars is nothing fast. Then you want to take a microfiber. This one's clean, okay? I washed it, trust me. It's got cute little watermelons on it. I picked a bunch of these up at Home Depot. Super cheap. And you just want to gently wipe it off. Because say you still have a rock or something in here, if you don't gently go over it and you just push and you're scrubbing like you're washing dishes, then you can make yourself a scratch. Another scratch that you have to fix. Remember, we're just kind of scratching it and spraying it, all right? So you don't want to have to put a bunch of Bondo or something into something that doesn't need it. My big old butt hitting the door. And we will be getting new actual 5.0 badges when we paint, after we paint the car, of course. paint the car and let it cure and all that other boring stuff. So she's got a little bit of a shine to her, but it's because we still have that cleaner on here. It'll kind of do its thing. Oh. And also, while you're at it, your hands are dirty, and you have foam cleaner right here. See? Clean. And wipe off your mess. And for the hometown guy, I'd say this panel's ready to rock and roll and get primed and then sanded and then painted. And some tips for some guys that are wanting to get into cars, working on cars, tearing stuff apart. One tip I always tell people, and I know the older car guys, they probably do it or they don't. You know, we all have that one uncle who takes something apart, throw all the bolts in a bin, put the car back together, and they're like, man, I have extra parts. That just means it's more lightweight. No, that means you're missing something. But mark your bags. Grab some Ziploc bags, grab a Sharpie. These little sandwich bags, you don't need nothing crazy. You don't need no bolt bin, labeler, nothing. Old school, okay? Like this says hatch mounting bolts. This is the 4 bolts to mount your hatch. What's this say? Cow plastic goes on the cow, okay? Because you're not, I'm telling you, you're not gonna remember, and I got a whole box over there from taking this car apart. You are not gonna remember where all these bolts go, okay? And a lot of them look similar. And I mean, they can go either way, but just be responsible, do it this way, okay? It'd be a lot easier. Then you ain't fussing and running to whatever parts store you need to buy bolts, okay? You don't wanna waste money on bolts, you wanna buy cool hot rod stuff that makes you go fast. I was also gonna show you guys the Mustang fog lights we got in the other day. So it's gonna go with the tinted headlights. So we went with a tinted fog light. These come with the actual plug for the car harness and bolt with 1 bolt. And we bought these on Amazon, the Jungle website, all right? Whatever you wanna call it. A lot of people hate going on Amazon, but go on Amazon, Rock Auto, eBay, whatever you want. Buyers beware on eBay, of course, but I've had really good luck, especially with that new eBay motors. But it's gonna look pretty cool. And you will just continue to go panel by panel, scratch and scuff, scratch and scuff, scratch and scuff, get the shine off of them. See, look, now that this is drying, see it's still shiny here. This is that bottom panel we don't care about. This is still wet, of course. Still wet right here. But you see this dryness right here? You see how that's not shiny anymore? This is still shining because the towel was sitting there with that chemical on it. But you see how it's not shiny and it dries up? That's what you want. Ooh. That's what you want. If it's still shiny, hit that spot again, okay? And with the 220, you get these little hatches, these little marks where you were going like this, boom. And that's what you want. Said, I'm not a professional. People are gonna call me crazy. This is the kind of stuff you want. Why? Because you want that paint to have something to dig and hold on to. Paint doesn't like to stick onto a shiny, slick surface if this was a clear coat and not the glass cleaner still drying. Paint will stick better to this than it will gloss. You can't just shoot paint over gloss. You can. Not saying you can't. Not saying you can't. But if you're gonna spend the money on paint, and paint's not cheap. Do it right. Yes, no, yes. Yes, no, yes. Yes, this is what we want. This is what we need. So we can really let that paint and primer dig its claws in, you know what I'm saying? All right, you get what I'm saying. Good. But this is what it looks like as it's drying. This is what I'm talking about. See the shine? I'm gonna scuff this up a little bit, of course, because we want the paint to stick to it too. But this gets covered up by a body, aftermarket body, wide body kit, whatever. But that's what you want. See, that's not dirty anymore. That's where I've taken that shine off of the panel. And this is what you'll be left with. And you just gotta keep doing that panel by panel. And when you find something like that, grab a little Bondo, smear it on, let it sit, and then go back with your 220 or 400 even if you want, and sit there and work it and make it smooth. And also, here's kind of a list of the stuff I like to use. It's the cheaper stuff, again, because we're not professionals, right? Bauer, Harbor Freight, okay? They got all different types. They got hook, loop, all of them for if you want to use a sander, if you just want to use a block. They also have these, Hercules. These are just regular sheets, no sticky on the back, no nothing. And they got, you want to get 220 always. She's the king or the queen, whichever it is nowadays. And then some people ask me what Bondo I use. I do not use the brand Bondo from Walmart. Okay, step it up and get 3M. This stuff lays a lot nicer, a lot less pinholes, a lot less air pockets that get trapped, and it doesn't really get hot when it's going to cure. So you don't have to worry about moisture and stuff as much. I like it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. I like it. And then when you do get pinholes, because you will get pinholes in Bondo, it almost looks like a sponge in some spots. This is probably the only thing I use from Bondo. It's really not that good. I'm trying to find something new, but glazing spot putty, okay? And you only need a little bit. That's why it comes in a little tube. You just right where the Bondo's pinholing through. And when we go to do the roof, I will show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about pinholes, stuff like that, and what to fill, and kind of what you can cheat with primer can fill and what your paint will fill. But have this too. It's not that good. I'm still looking. When I find a good one, I'll tell you guys, okay? And when you guys are working on cars and you're dealing with those pinholes and stuff like that, just go to your local hardware store, Walmart, wherever, and grab some of this Rust-Oleum filler primer, okay? It's good for the little pinholes and stuff, just little psst, psst, and then sand it down, okay? This is a cheat code. Professionals will tell you no. Your daddy's daddy will probably tell you no. But we're not working on $100,000 cars. We're working on a foxbody, okay? We're working on square bodies. We're working on stuff that we're gonna drive. It's gonna get rock chips. It's gonna, it's not gonna be perfect forever. There is no plan for this to sit in the garage for its whole life, okay? So we're not gonna throw a $30,000, $40,000 paint job at it, because that's just goofy. Unless I'm taking it to Mecum or World of Wheels or something like that, which we're not. We're trying to make a nice going to town car, I would like a root beer float, maybe a little tenderloin action, and then you back out and you go back to the house. Maybe you pull up to your local car show, and you're walking from the registration table and your car's 20 feet that way, and someone goes, "Woo, that's a nice fox body, son." And you go, "Thank you," And then you direct him the other way. Or if you're proud of it, show them. I'll show people, but I don't care about people's opinions, you know? I've been doing this for quite a while. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of what I do, if that made sense. It didn't, but yeah, we're just trying to do cars where we can sit here and enjoy it, drive them, and walk out of the old Home Depot, or as Vice Grip said, best himself. You got an old man, walks out of bingo, stumbling a little bit, and he looks across the parking lot and he goes, that's a nice rig over there. That's mine, you know? Makes you feel good. Makes you feel good when people compliment you. But that's it for now. This is a good first real video of what we have going on. If you guys have questions, you want me to go over anything, whether it's Squarebody related, whether it's the foxbody related, the LS, and what parts I'm doing, etc., just comment down below and then I will answer them, okay? Thank you for checking out my profile. I'm just a normal guy like you guys, trying to build hot rods and enjoy the summer. Keep it classy. Thank you for watching.